Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a tutorial for this natural warm toned makeup look. This was the look I was wearing in my Nykaa matte lipstick video, and many of you requested a tutorial, and in the end I'm going to show you a second lip option that you can use if you want to make this look a little more dramatic and vampy. So I hope you will enjoy this video. Let's get started. For my skin, I'm going to be mixing two foundations today. I've got Lakme Illuminating Foundation, which gives a nice glow, and MAC Face and Body, which gives a dewy finish and some moisture. And then I'm going to use the YBP Makeup Perfector, which is a blending sponge. I've already soaked this in water and squeezed out all the water. It has now doubled in size and is quite nice and bouncy, and it's going to blend my makeup perfectly. So I've mixed the two foundations on the back of my hand, and I'm just using a cotton bud to apply this all over my face. And then I'm going to go in with the YBP Makeup Perfector and just bounce the sponge gently on the skin to blend my foundation. A sponge is the best tool you can use if you want to get a really natural, seamless finish. It absorbs any excess and just gives you a very flawless and airbrushed look. This is a high quality alternative to the Beauty Blender, which is quite expensive in India. I've been using this for a few months and I have absolutely no complaints. If you want to buy this, you can use my code, which is Ankita15, to get 15% off the original price, and I'll put the link to buy this online in the description box below. So by mixing these two foundations, I have got a nice sheer base with a dewy, glowy finish, which I quite like for the winters. Next, I'm going to use concealer, and I'm using the L'Oreal Paris True Match Concealer, which is one of my favorites. This is a liquid concealer. It covers up quite well, gives about medium coverage and a very natural skin-like finish. So I've used this in my under eye area. I'm also using this around the mouth where I have a little bit of pigmentation and on some blemishes. Once again, using my YBP Perfector, and this time I'm using the pointed end just for blending the concealer around the eye area. The YBP Perfector works well with foundations, concealers, and in general with all liquid and cream products. Now that my base is done, I'm going to move on to contouring, and I'm using the new Maybelline V Face Duo Stick, which contains a contouring stick on one side and a highlighter on the other. So I'm using the contouring stick first. This is quite a creamy product, and judging by the shade, I would say this works best for light to medium skin. For wheatish to deep complexions, this might not really add shadows and would work more like a concealer or a foundation. So I've used the contour stick under my cheekbones, along my jawline, and the highlighter stick on the high points of my face. I'm now just going to use my fingers to blend the highlighter as well as the contour. The highlighter gives a nice pearly shine. It's neither too glittery nor too subtle. Now I'm using my fingers just to blend that contour. I've also used a bit on my nose just to give it a sharper look. And to finish off, I'm just going to go over with the makeup sponge just to make sure everything is well blended. Moving on to the eyes, I'm going to use the Morphe 35N palette today, and I'm going to use these two matte eyeshadows from this palette. I've been loving a more natural soft brown look for the eyes lately. So first, I'm just laying down a wash of the darker brown color using a flat brush. The brush I'm using is from the Body Shop. And next, I'm going to use the PAC Cosmetics number 28 blending brush. First, I'm just using the brush without any eyeshadow on it to soften the edges in the crease, and then I'm going to pick up the lighter brown color that I showed in the beginning, and I'm going to apply this in the crease just to add a little bit of transition. For the lower lash line, I'm using the same dark brown color that I had used on the lid, and I'm using this only about halfway, starting from the outer corner. And then to finish off, I'm just going to blend a little bit more just to make sure there are no harsh edges. For the brows, I'm using this brow kit from the Body Shop. I'm using a mix of the two powders to fill in the gaps in my brows. And like always, I like to start from the center, that is the arch, and move outwards. And whatever is left on the brush is going to be applied in the beginning. To set my foundation and concealer, I'm using the Clinique Blended Face Powder. This is one of my favorite loose powders, and I'm using the Body Shop Face and Body Brush just to apply this in the areas, concentrating on areas where I get a bit of shine. Next, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Liner Magique, which is a black glossy liquid eyeliner. This is very similar to the Lakme Absolute Gloss Artist, and that is one of my favorites. But the thing that I don't like about this as much is the brush. The applicator is more brush like and not as stiff as the Lakme one, so you have to be a little more careful when you are applying. But it does give a nice jet black glossy effect, and the price is quite affordable. For the lashes, I'm going to be using the Benefit They're Real mascara, but before I apply that, I'm just going to curl my lashes just to give them a nice lift. This mascara is really good for lengthening. It also defines and separates the lashes really well. So if you have really short lashes, this is something that will work really well for you. For the bottom lashes, I'm only applying the mascara on the outer lashes and nothing on the inner lashes, just because I want to keep the inner corner really light and fresh. For the cheeks, I'm going to be using the Lakme Absolute Illuminating Shimmer Brick in the shade Pink. This has become a bit of a favorite. I don't feel like using anything else because this gives such a beautiful warm color, and it also has a bit of pearl, so it adds a nice glow and shine to the cheeks. I've used mostly the middle two shades for this, and this is quite pigmented. You might end up going a bit overboard, so to fix that, you can just go over with the makeup sponge and it's just going to take off the excess. For the lips, I'm using the new Nykaa matte lipstick in the shade Naughty Nude, which is a very flattering mix of pink, peach and a bit of brown. So I'm applying this all over the lips, and just to give it a more matte look, I'm going to blot it down with the tissue. By themselves, these lipsticks have more of a creamy satin finish, but once you blot it, you get an instantly matte lip look. And to finish off, I've added a pair of false eyelashes. These are the Ardell Demi Wispies, and I really like these because they look quite natural but add a bit of flair at the end. And that is the finished look. I really like this look. It's very wearable. It's something that could work for a lot of skin tones, and you can wear it with Indian wear as well as Western outfits. And just to transform this look to a more evening and dramatic party look, I'm just changing the lip color. I'm using Mischievous Plum, which is my favorite shade from the Nykaa matte lipstick range. It's an intense deep dark plum color, very flattering and very easy to wear despite being such a dark color. And once again, going to use a little bit of tissue to matte it down to a completely matte finish. And that is the final look. And the nail polish I'm wearing in this video is by Maybelline. This is the Super Stay nail color in Ever Burgundy, which matches this lipstick quite well. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all soon in my next video. Bye.